first part of the plan worked. Now the second part awaits us. Wait, what plan? We are in Magione for the FX Pro Championship with the Formula 4. If you saw the video of race 1 on the channel, you remember that I came up with a crazy plan. Since we made some tests here and I went very fast, I decided to race on used tires, so that I would have an extra set of tires to shoot for the second half of the championship. However, the rain messed up the plans by having qualifying cancelled and using the FP2 lap times instead and forcing us to start in P2. But with a bit of luck, giving Mariani early start, we still managed to win the race. That's it. Now we have to try again race 2, which is almost impossible, since I will start 6th because we have a reverse grid, and also because in race 1 I really had no grip at all.
Allora, eravamo fuori di pressioni.
Sì, sicuro.
Avevamo avuto problemi, okay.
Davanti eravamo leggermente fuori, dietro meno, ma davanti tanto. Io ti vedevo in affanno in curva 2, in ingresso, e secondo me poi te lo riportavi in uscita.
Perché?
Nel senso
eravamo
che
presto?
No, ti vedevo in ritardo con l'ingresso rispetto a Fraboni.
Cioè inserivo ed era sempre un po' in ritardo.
No, non è quello.
Era in ritardo l'anteriore.
Cioè ti vedevo che non eri ancora riuscito a ruotare la macchina prima del...
Ma perché era in ritardo l'anteriore.
Va bene.
E poi quindi ti dicevo non ho trazione, ma perché sei in ritardo l'anteriore, quando poi arriva a prendere grip e gas non hai più dietro.
Fuori dalle linee.
Cioè ogni volta che aggredisco i cordoli io so che la macchina tiene, non tiene. Ogni volta che cerco di dargli gas per fare un po' di spennolata per fare i cambi di direzione, non tiene.
At the end of the race, we found out that the pressures in race 1 abnormally skyrocketed, which shouldn't have happened, but it still happened because of an assembly problem not depending on the team. That was the reason why I had no grip. So now that we have found the problem, we'll have to be able to get more grip in race 2, although we'll be penalized by the fact that our tires will be much more used compared to the others. At this point, you're probably wondering how come I was that fast, considering I was making the same lap times than the other, but with tires 100 kilometers older. Where did I make a difference? What's the secret? The secret stands in two things. First one, training and setup. This is obvious. I did some tests, so I was able to develop a better setup and to improve my driving on this track. But this is just a piece of the puzzle, because the other big piece stands in the track walk. During the test days, I walked all the track to try and analyze every curve, every patch of asphalt, in order to find any possible secrets. And this track in particular was very bumpy. I realized it in the first sessions when, due to the bumps, I hit elbows and the knees and I was forced to use elbow protectors. Those bumps are especially in the final 4 corners, and they make you lose a lot of time. So if I could just avoid those bumps, I could go faster. So in the first test day, I tried not to hit the curb, and the car was jumping. I tried to hit the curb, and the car was jumping as well. Come on! What can I do to avoid it? So I walked to that corner. So I came into this corner because when I drive the car, it feels like doing motocross. You literally can't hold the steering wheel. And I thought I would encounter some big holes. And look at that! It's flat! Come on! Where are the bumps? How is it possible? You don't see them, but you feel them. But looking closely, I found out one thing, which is a secret that I'm telling you, which you don't see while driving. You can see it just by walking there. In this part of asphalt, there are the bumps. If you hit them, you jump. Same thing happens if you hit this part of the curb. You jump. But you don't jump because of the steps of the curb. You jump because there are 2 manholes in sequence which are almost invisible because they are painted. But they create a big bump. So if you hit the curb in that point, you jump twice and lose control. But in the other part of the curb instead, especially where the 2 curbs blend, it is totally flat. So if you pass with 2 wheels on the asphalt and 2 wheels into the insidemost curb, the car remains perfectly stable. That's the secret that I found, and in the second test day I was able to improve 0.4 of a second in just those corners. it's time for race 2. I start P6. And so the music maybe will change. We are ready to start on the starting grid. 5 cars ahead of me. It's going to be a very difficult race. Let's try to score some important points. Whoa, let's go. The start was good. Whoa, there was a car behind me who had an incredible start. I wasn't able to see who it was and actually got me scared and I upshifted too early. But now I get into turn 1. I take the inside line and boom, I recover the position. Now I see the white car going to the right so I can try to go in the inside once more. Woo! He closed me the door! He didn't see me! Sorry about that. Luckily nobody crashed. And now I can see he's struggling with Fraboni in front of me. I can go for the outside! Come on! What a crazy overtake that I did! Come on! So, considering that I started P6, now I'm P5, there is Patrick Fraboni, my championship opponent in front of me, but I can see the white and red car, which is Coppola, a 15 years old kid, which exited actually much faster than me from the corner. Now, we're on the straight, I'm covering the inside, so he's not going to attack me! Whoa! Come on! I didn't see that coming! That maneuver forced me to go on dirt part of the track and now the left tires are totally dirty. I just hope they will clean up soon. Now, I lost 2 positions in 2 corners. That's bad. The race is still long, but I have to recover as soon as possible. I see that car in front of me going on the right, so I can try to go for the outside line. Very deep braking. I can try to let the car flow. No. Please, don't stop on the gravel. Don't stop. Don't get stuck. Please.
Non ci credo.
Ma dov'è Naska? Cosa è successo? Albi, che è successo?
Quando mi ha spinto fuori ho sporcato le gomme. Ma dici che mi riescono a spingere o è gara finita? Dai, prima che arriva la safety. Spingi. Sgancia che parto. Dai che arriva la safety.
I can't believe it. Race thrown away. After just 1 lap. So I've been thinking a lot about this mistake in order to understand where I made the mistake and not to do it anymore. I mean, the thing is that while I was doing that maneuver, there wasn't a voice in my head telling me, "Stop what you're doing, you're going to crash." No, everything seemed fine to me. And so why did I crash? The answer is simple. I crashed because I kept jumping from a GT car to a Formula car. So let's first analyze the maneuver that I made. I don't think this kind of maneuver has a name. I would call it approaching maneuver. So basically, I have a slower car in front of me, which I could try to overtake in the outside, but I am far. So what can I do? Instead of braking hard, which would mean not being able to approach, I brake in the right braking point, but I brake softlier in the first part of braking, therefore being able to approach the car. Then, as soon as I approached it, I start to increase the braking force in order to get side by side and slow myself down. Do you want to see an example? Same corner, race 1, Lotus Cup. So why did this maneuver work with the Lotus but didn't work with the Formula 4? The reason is simple, because with the Formula 4 I have the 2 left tires dirty, because twice in the previous lap I went on the grass and out of the racing line. So I picked up gravel, grass, tire marbles, which stick on the tire and make it lose grip. And the second reason was that it was the second lap, so my tires were still cold. Okay, cool. But this means that the problem was not related to GT and Formula Car. It was related to cold and dirty tires, right? Not exactly. Because if I had done the same maneuver with the Lotus with the dirty and cold tires, I would have probably been able to make the corner. Because the Lotus, being a GT car, which is heavier than a Formula car, brings more energy into the tire. And even if the tire is cold and dirty, all that energy makes the tire warm quicker, clean quicker, and also the car doesn't suffer from the low grip, because being the car heavy pushes the tire down to the asphalt. A Formula racing car, instead, is much more sensitive to the low grip in the tires. So if the tire is not perfectly clean and warm, the Formula car doesn't make the corners. It's undrivable. So that was the big mistake. Trying that silly maneuver, forgetting that I was driving a Formula car instead of a GT car. That's it. Experience. That was a hard hit for the championship. I lost a ton of points from Fraboni. Well, if I tell you that I gained more points on Fraboni, would you believe me? I know, it's absurd, but considering that Fraboni finished P3 in race 2, and considering the discards, I will discard this DNF, I will keep the victory in race 1, and so I'm actually stretching in the standings, bringing myself 15 points ahead of Fraboni. If you don't understand it, it's quite simple, it's pure simple math. You just calculate the standings by removing the 2 worst results for every driver. That's it. So, now that I learned what not to do, let's think about the next race. Misano. End of June. Where will it be boiling under the sun? Or will it be raining? You're about to find out soon enough.